What's up, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. We got the Osmo Pocket 3 and we got rain in the sky and some wind. So if y'all hear that coming through in the mic, I apologize, but I wanted to talk to y'all about shooting this camera in automatic mode. When I first got this camera, I was all over YouTube trying to get the best cinematic settings, trying to shoot in manual, trying to shoot in D-Log-M, and I kept chasing this filmic look, which, don't get me wrong, I really love, and I do have indie filters. What it kept doing is preventing me from like vlogging or creating. Like on a day like today, if I was shooting in D-Log-M and I had like indie filters on my camera, I would have to keep taking them off, putting them back on, and taking them off, putting them back on. And to be honest, I actually scratched one of my indie filters. I actually ended up breaking like 2 of them as well. To put those filters back on, it kept being a pain in the ass. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I love the way they look. When they're on, the quality that you get from the image, you know, on a sunny day, and you know, you get the settings dialed in right, but it kept preventing me from wanting to set up and film. It kept making me go back to the drawing board. It kept making me go on YouTube to find the best settings or the best cinematic settings or the best vlogging settings for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I guess that's because, you know, YouTube kept recommending me all these different ways to use the camera. But I kept going back to the reason I bought this camera. It was to get comfortable talking to the camera. It was to get comfortable, you know, creating videos on YouTube. And to be honest, I accomplished my mission, and we're just getting started. But now I caught myself starting to look, whoo, this rain is getting bad, y'all. But now I started going down this little rabbit hole. I have this thing where I'm searching for Sony cameras. I'm searching for the best settings for a Sony camera. I'm looking at lenses, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to get gear. And the reason I bring this up, you know, when you bought this camera, you thought this camera was the best, right? Any camera that you have, whether it be an action, whether it be a point and shoot, or even with your phone, right? You thought in that moment that this was the best choice for you. And it's like all that feeling of wanting to use this best device in the moment has gone out the window, because we get this gear hungry mindset where it's like, oh, if I get this new camera, or if I get this new phone, if I get this new thing, it's gonna make me better. You need to revisit the products that you have and kind of be like, oh, this is why I got this. I got this because I wanted to get the better camera. I wanted to get this because it had the better screen. I wanted to get this because, don't force yourself down this rabbit hole once you get a new thing to find the best settings. Explore the device, right? Explore why you got it. And just using in automatic mode, using a Mic 2 or Mic Mini, just makes it so much easier. But that segues me into the next point. Having these mics, or even the onboard mic, is really good. Now, the onboard mic, I wouldn't use on not a rainy, but a windy day like today, because you're gonna get a lot of noise and distortion. But let's say you're just doing a normal vlog and it's not too windy, you're walking and talking and stuff like that, there's not too much noise in the background. They're really good. I tested it on 2 videos, and I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I've used those the onboard mic because I was like, you know what? I just wanna turn it on, boom, lock myself in frame, boom, make sure my stuff is in auto, dial in my settings, and just kind of record. You know, I always been chasing the best mic, the best this, the best that. And I think our cameras and our devices and our phones have gotten to a point where they're just so good. They just work. And I think every year there's a Pro or Pro Max or a new version of something, or Ultra, and I keep chasing that. I need to focus more on the process and the journey. And I empower you to do the same. Focus more on the process of the journey of creating. Not this, oh, the next new device, it just becomes this, you become one of these gearheads that just, and I'm guilty of it. I'll just be like, yo, I wanna get this new thing because you know what, it does what this didn't do, you know. But I'll just say this, when it comes to the iPhones, if it's not 120 Hertz, I'm not doing it. I digress, but you should really enjoy creating the content, not just the gear. The gear is just creating, or actually taking those moments and traveling and doing things with family and friends. Focus on those moments. Allow this camera to have those moments saved. You know, I'm doing this YouTube thing because it's like, I'll have all my experiences documented and saved so that my friends and my family later on can see it. And also to empower y'all to just create. Whatever camera you have, just shoot in automatic. If you have an Osmo Pocket 3, I know you like those indie filters. I know you like putting it in D-Log-M. I know you like all of these things, but just turn it on and press record. I think that's the most important thing. All right, let's talk about D-Log-M. Now, I've used D-Log-M, I've used manual settings. Like even right now, I see there's a little bit of it's a little overexposed up here. If you shoot it normal, this camera does a great job of you allowing yourself to, you know, slightly grade it. It really corrects easy. I'm not the best color grading, I guess, or colorist or whatever you would call that. Comment down below, let me know what it's called. But the image that comes out of it is very flexible. You can change things, you can adjust things. D-Log-M is cool. Will I use it again? Of course, but I really don't like using the ND filters. I think I may consider getting the DJI ND filters because I saw that they have a little bit of a lip on it that allows you to pull it off easy. But what's annoying is like you got to carry this case, and I understand you have cases, you have bags and stuff like that. But the purpose of this camera is to be a pocket camera that you pull out and shoot. That's kind of why I really enjoy the Action 4 and the Action 5. They're just one of those things that are this small. You slip it in the pocket and that's it. The mic fit, you know, the mic is so small as well. I don't think I would probably use the ND filters a little bit less. I don't think it's worth it. For me, the image looks great. I love ND filters, but I just think every time I went to create, I had to adjust for lighting. I had to, let's say I went into a shady area, like right here, I have a little bit of a canopy and stuff like that, but I'm not, like I'll have to record, sometimes I'll have to re-record a scene or a shot because it was just too dark. You know, let me know what your experience when it comes to that. I just feel like I don't want to overcomplicate the whole creation process messing with ND filters. I think y'all should just shoot in automatic mode just to get the content done, just to show up, just to create. And that's what I do on this channel. I want people to create. I want to motivate people to just use their camera to their potential, but at the same time, not hindering themselves. Bottom line, I just think y'all should just create in auto and not even think about it. Focus on the moment, not the settings. I got this camera because I wanted to vlog and create. I didn't want to be an overcomplicated process with ND filters and me chasing settings. But me being the gearhead that I am, I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. So YouTube has recommended me more of these videos. But the most important thing is turning on the camera and creating. And just having something that's convenient. You know, a setup like this a long time ago, 4K, good audio with quick connection, you being able to offload it to a phone with the Mimo app, you had to spend a lot of money to get it, or the apps and the mics didn't connect quickly, or the apps were not that great. So I think the bottom line is spend more time creating, leave everything in automatic, and the rest will come. Anyway, this has been a quick rant. I wanted to talk about this because I've been thinking about this since I purchased the camera, and there's been some days where I just didn't want to create because I felt that the settings weren't always right and trying to chase this cinematic look. But let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all experienced this before, because I have, and I've done this with phones, I've done this with gear, I've done this with everything I've owned when it comes to tech. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Take care of yourselves. Peace.